Okay, the countdown has begun. And I was finishing up my painty papers. I think the last time I was on. So this is, I think, video number 5 of the, what is it? What did I call it? The album cover. Which, if you've forgotten, because I'm not very timely in my work here, is a Cremette elbow macaroni box that I folded the flaps over, black gessoed, black painted. Of course, it's got all kinds of bumps on it. I think I'm just going to leave those. And then, of course, I always think the window should be at the top, which still needs to be cleaned off. But so when I put the butterfly on there with the texture paste, and I hope this is upright this time. Seems like one time this was upright, another time, you know, so I don't know. It seems like when I'm looking at it, it looks normal, but when you play it back, it's not. So I'm sorry if everything is upside down or whatever, which this is. So, but I thought, who cares if it's upside down? The butterfly is just going in a different direction. And this is, I'm making this to, I'm making some note cards. I'm noticing this is splitting, so that's kind of, I guess we can patch that somehow. I think I left it like this for too long. I don't know. Anyway, that needs to be decorated, and then I'm going to, I ripped up my painted papers into different colors. And I know now why I chose, last time I did this, to cut the paper, because I think with this little tiny project, like, you know, then you get these white, well, that might not be a good example. I won't be able to, like this piece, you know, it's got the pink sticking out. So I'm going to either have to trim that off anyway or color it, and that seems like a major pain. But that's beside the point right now. That's kind of, I did that off camera, the ripping. So what I have been doing is, I have this coloring book that I got. That's not the one. Of course, I don't know where it is right now. But it's got like, I don't know, about 10 of these different flowers in it. And I ripped the pages out. It's kind of a vellum. It's really nice. But then instead of actually using that to glue on, I'm turning my head away to talk to you, of course. That's normal, right? I put it on tracing paper. I trace it onto tracing paper, and then I glue on the tracing paper. So, this whole video thing, I've done so many of them that didn't even turn out, or I wasn't even recording. But I don't know what I've said or haven't said to anybody. So part of this project, a good portion of this project, isn't even making it to you guys. Because I thought I pressed record and I didn't. Or I had a couple videos where somehow, I don't know if I bumped the camera. I don't see any evidence of that while I'm recording it, but when I'm playing it back. But two of them went into slow motion. And even though it was less than 15 minutes, which is the reason for this series, is because according to YouTube, I have to do a bunch of 15-minute or less videos before they'll let me do a longer one, which I found out the hard way. So there's a couple of projects that are on hold because my videos were too long. So I kind of started over and thought I'd do this. So what looked very simple and didn't take a lot of brain work, I thought, I failed at. And then I don't know how to edit anything, so that's out of the picture. Although one of them I did figure out how to make it. I just wanted to cut a couple seconds off because I just went like 5 seconds over the limit. And I wound up taking like 3 minutes off of it. I think that was video number 3. So even though they're all probably going to end abruptly, that one really ended like in mid-sentence. Because it didn't tell me what time, when I was backing it up, it wouldn't say how much time I was backing it up to. So I had to guess. I don't know. I think that that's the way I saw it anyway. Someone else might say, oh no, I'm sure it told you, but all right, so this is my tracing table thing. And I always mess up the turning it on part. And now I need my ink pens. Oops, not those. Where'd my Posca pens go? See, now you'd think I would have all of this ready to go, since I only have 15 minutes. Here they are. And look, here's the black one sitting right on my table. I didn't even need to find them. Oh, yeah, sorry. All right, so I'm going to just trace this. Now, do I care if it goes that way or that way? I think I'll do it this way to trace it. Let's see. Oh, and then I'm watching back my videos. I'm noticing I'm doing this. I have no idea how long I've been doing that. How many people I've annoyed in my life. Like, why does she make that clicking noise? I think it's an old leftover thing from my teenage years when, you know, I did a lot of that tisking. You know, it was real when you were annoyed with something. And I was annoyed a lot when I was a teenager. You know, how you know everything and people are not cooperating. Like parents, you know, how moronic they are when you're 15 or 16 years old. You wonder, how did they survive to be the age they are? And what made them think they were smart enough to have children, you know? Then, of course, when you're in your 20s, you're like, how do I do this? How do I do that? I need a place to live. And of course, this doesn't have to be perfect. Now this kind of thing, there I'm smacking again, this kind of thing I actually got is very similar to what Shel C does. I've seen her, but she's a little more artistic where she draws her own stuff, you know. And I thought, well, why don't I just trace mine? So that's what I'm doing. And of course she would do all the nice shadowing, and once she got the paper on there, glued on there. And I just glue it on there. Maybe someday I'll go, oh, that looks hideous. I should be doing something about that. But for now, I'm just happy that I've thought of this. And of course, you know, if you want to be a little more precise with it or whatever, you can probably tape this down so the paper doesn't move around. Then, okay, so then I have that, then I'll turn it over. First I'll get, somehow miraculously get paint on my arm. Turn it over, and then I will take these pretty papers, and they don't look too pretty here because a lot of them are backwards, but you know, glue them on there and then cut out the image. And oops, it's the wrong side, doesn't matter. And then hopefully these lines are dark enough, which I'm not using super thick paper, so I should still be able to see, you know, the idea of the flower when I turn it back over after I've glued the paper on there. Then you know, use this light again and trace it so it has the, you know, some of the extra details. I know what I'm talking about, can't you tell? So let's see. Oh, I have 1 minute left. Let's see. I think I'll just end this now and move on to number 6. I'll trace another one of these, even though that's probably kind of boring, but I gotta get these out so that I can do like a whole project on 1 or 2 videos instead of this ridiculousness. So, okay, I'm turning this one off.